Greetings and welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. I hope you guys had a good rest of your week. Hopefully I am. We are coming out of a day with no power, and that's why we didn't have any videos yesterday. Because, I woke up in the morning with very little power, and we had extreme cloud cover all day yesterday. So I pretty much did not turn on computers. It was a fun day. That kind of happened. And then today we had a lot of sun, got the batteries up, charged up enough to at least live stream, but I see we just dipped down to 12.9, and that means that we need to make the show a little bit quicker, and I'll try and get the edited videos out eventually, but I may not have them all up tonight. So that is something to keep in mind. So we'll kind of jump through pretty quick here. But with that being said, I see YouTube is up there messing with our numbers again. We had like 20 waiting, and now we have like 4 currently watching is what YouTube is telling me. Well, hi, all 4 of you. I'm sure there's more of you, but I really think YouTube is screwing with numbers again, which is weird. Oh, well, let's go ahead and dive on into the comments. Commodore Fan is here, having some discussions about what's going on. Boil water advisory. Toilets? Use a bucket, guys. I mean, come on. Silver Ventures, how's it going there? Linus is live. I guess if Linus is live, that would explain a... certainly explain a drop in our viewership tonight. Let's see, and not being able to dislike it. No, you can dislike it. You just can't see the dislikes without extensions. And I've heard that the API to show the dislike count will disappear soon, although I have not investigated that myself. Raz Review Miner, setback with hip pain, should disappear soon. Target for whopping about 2 weeks. All right. When you hit your target, you should go shop at a Target. Be Targetception. Why not? Joseph, how's it going there? Past week has been rather eventful. KDE Neon was short-lived. Major update bugs caused me to install Endeavor OS. All right. Faster than Neon and more stable. Yes, I agree. Got a new LG UHD TV. Linux never looked better in 4K. Very cool. Awesome. Chris, how's it going there? From Belfast. Finally upgraded to a Motorola smartphone. Greetings, Moonbase Alpha Grays. How are you? Been using Solus Budgie here. Have not looked back despite some Bluetooth issues and then Wi-Fi issues on the laptop. Really like Moto for the money. Yeah, I was looking at some Motos to see if I could get something with putting Lineage on it. I forgot to check my focus before I started. I should go fix that real quick. I couldn't get any clear answers there from the internet. So, but yeah, you can get the new Moto G. The Moto G's for like about 100-ish or so. Pretty good. But I don't know about the Lineage use on those or not. So I'll have to look it up. I was not able to find anything on quick research in the store. If I could right away, I'd be like, hey, I'll buy that, but I didn't. After working on IFS, I now appreciate Package Manager a lot more. All right. Kim, let's see. Kim Van Lock says 5. Yeah, hey, we're up to 8. We almost have 10. This is funny. Like, this is a show that we used to have like nearly 100 people on the live stream. That's how bad YouTube kills things. No place is universally unliked, but we're refrained from having a cow about it further. Sodium chloride. Yeah, and that's the thing, though. So there's more people in the comments than YouTube says are watching right now. So, very interesting. Anyway. Hello, KO2610. Your number has been called. How's it going there? You have Verizon. We'll be talking about Verizon today. Re-download the link to get your live stream to work. Huh. Cricket family plan, $25 line with unlimited everything except no hotspot. Very good. All right. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started in because it is our power is of the essence right now. It looks like we're still holding at the 12.9, so we're good for a little bit. But anyway, let's go ahead and get jumping on in. We have privacy. Then we also have a little bit of smart tech, and then security, and then we will be doing our then we'll be doing our business and Sillyville. So let me go ahead and get ourselves set up for that. Welcome back to Switch to Linux and the Weekly News Roundup. This is the privacy, smart home, and security section. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can catch the show live or just watch the edits. So first, Uber is always looking out for safety, and part of this new rollout is in several cities. Uber will now have the option for the passenger and the driver to record audio of the whole ride. Well, that could get awkward. But the way they're actually implementing it is actually pretty cool. So looking at the audio recording feature, they have this set up in such a way that both the driver, I believe, I didn't get this clearly, but I believe both the driver and the passenger have to consent to record the audio, and one of them knows if the other one is recording. So the passenger will see if the driver allows it on their app, and then they will have the option. And then when they record it, it is encrypted only on the device, and it cannot be taken off the device without the driver or the passenger submitting a complaint and then having the ability to attach the audio recording to the complaint from the app. And then when that happens, then you can go in there and you can have a look at the you can go have a look at the how the my brain has just melted down. My apologies, guys. When the driver or the passenger submits the complaint, they go ahead and submit the audio file with it encrypted, and then a technician at Uber will then be able to decrypt the file and show it. So that is what they're doing there. And so this is actually, if you're going to have an app that's going to record stuff, this is the best way to do it. I think that I have no complaints about how they're doing it. Now, I'm not getting into an Uber anytime soon, but yeah, they have done this in a good way because it does stay on the devices unless it is used. And I think even the device auto deletes it like after 60 days or something. All right, well, Tor has been under attack. There's been some Tor censorship going on in Russia. This is also coupled together with some people compromising a lot of nodes. Now, Tor, some people are like, oh, you can still be tracked and all this kind of stuff. No, if you're using Tor correctly, you generally can't. It's the one thing that many intelligence agencies have not yet been able to figure out. And the only way to figure out how to decrypt somebody is to control at least 2 of the 3 nodes. And what has happened is, this is separate to the censorship story. I'm just telling another article that I read that I did not include in the news. What happened there is there was one particular entity that kept spinning up hundreds of nodes. And so Tor ended up shutting them all down, which is good because they basically want each entity to really only be controlling a few of the nodes. Now, what's happening over here in Russia is Russia's basically saying, hey, Tor allows you to view things that we do not allow because we are the iron rule of our company, you know, kind of like just a few steps above beyond America. And so they've blocked a lot of Tor. Now, there's still a way to run Tor through Russia, and that is to run a Tor bridge. So the Tor project is asking individual people to help build more Tor bridges to help decensor the web for Russian users, because that is a way to get around Russia's censoring of the project. So this is definitely, Tor is a really good way to stay anonymous on the web, and this is something that you can do. So if you've been interested in Tor bridges, go ahead and look into that now because it's going to be important. Well, Clearview is close to being awarded a U.S. patent for its facial recognition tech that everyone else in the world says is creepy. And this is what is the problem with America. We're like, hey, that's amazing. Have some money and block out the system so nobody else can do anything with it. Meanwhile, they're sitting here violating the terms of service of every big tech by collecting and harvesting all this data, processing it, and creating databases about it that, hey, I do not consent. So I do not consent. So there you have it. But here is what Clearview AI, they're basically, while they are being banned in several places, Australia forced them to delete a bunch of data, EU is looking at suing them, and the United States is giving them a patent. Yay. All right. Well, Verizon overrides opt-out preferences in push to collect browsing history. So this is sort of an old story, but it is a take-up on a new story. Okay. Now, what had happened here is, if you remember a while ago, and I remember we covered this a long time ago, but Verizon was trying to collect a bunch of data and a bunch of users opted out of this because it's like, no, that's creepy, Verizon. Well, they basically renamed the whole program. They didn't really change much. They just gave it a new name, and then they just opted everybody in again. Because, hey, despite it's all the exact same thing, it's actually a different thing because we called it by a different name. Because down is up and up is down, and peace is war and war is peace. And so because of that, Verizon has opted a whole lot of people into a data collection push that people have previously opted out. So if you are a Verizon customer, log into your online platform or your app and make sure that you are still opted out of all these, because they're literally taking the data, they're selling it to people, they're using it for all sorts of marketing tracking, they're attaching ads to you, all sorts of crazy crap that should be illegal but isn't in the United States for some reason. And what's opening them up to a big lawsuit is the fact that it's the same program they had, they just changed the name of it and just opted everybody in and didn't let anybody know. And so very slimy. So if you're using Verizon, in a couple after our next story, we'll have an affiliate link for Mint Mobile. I switched to Mint Mobile for my primary phone and saved hundreds of dollars a year. My service is just as good. But anyway, before we get into that, Google Pixel mail-in repairs have allegedly twice resulted in leaked pictures and a privacy nightmare. Now, Louis Rossmann did an amazing breakdown of the story, analyzing all the different details and things. So the skinny of it is, this lady had a phone that wasn't working, and she was actually like a pretty high up level somebody somewhere. I forget exactly where, but she had this Google Pixel 5a and it wouldn't turn on, so she couldn't wipe the device before sending it in. So she sends it in, and FedEx alleges that it was delivered. Google says it was not delivered. And then they get her back a phone, but then shortly after getting a phone back because it was lost somewhere, all of a sudden, Google notifications were turned off, two-factor was turned off, her pictures started leaking online, and all sorts of crazy stuff had happened. They had gotten into her Dropbox account and all these things. So first and foremost, stop tying all this crap to your phone, people. Get a computer, use the computer, and shut the computer down when you're working. There's no earthly reason to have Dropbox attached to your phone, okay? First and foremost. But that being said, the problem we have with this is that in order to get your phone repaired by these companies under our current ability to repair things is to mail it into a big company. Okay. And that would really be the bad thing. And so, so with all of this being said, what happens here is that, when you're forced to go to one company, so you forced to take your phone, the Apple phone, to the Genius Bar, which they can't actually fix anything because they're definitely not geniuses. And then what happens is they ship the phone out to a giant central processing center where people are overworked and underpaid and don't really care. And it opens up too many causes for abuse. Okay, that's what it does. Too many causes for abuse. And so with all of this, the thing is that we need to have right to repair, because I would rather go to a local company. Because when you have a local company or dealing with a local company, they have a lot less chance of screwing you off, period. And if a local company is not available, then I'd rather send it to somebody like Louis Rossmann. Louis Rossmann does amazing work, but if there were a local company that could fix the phone, I'd rather deal with a local company than send it in. But if I have the choice between giving it to Google, who sends it to a nameless warehouse, or sending it into Louis Rossmann, I would absolutely send it into Louis Rossmann. As a last case, I would send it out to Google. Because for all of these people, Google and Apple, they keep on saying, well, we need to stop right to repair, because in right to repair, these guys can steal your data. Well, there aren't really any cases of these small stores hiding, stealing your data, but there's tons of cases of Apple and Google and all these guys stealing your data. And so there we have it. We need right to repair so we can choose not to send things out. Well, as I said, we do have an affiliate for Mint Mobile. If you want to jump on over to Mint Mobile, you can get on over here and use $15 a month. We'll actually get you your data at 4 gigabytes. And by the way, their hotspot is unmetered, so you can actually full high speed on that. Sometimes I'll get to a space where I'm traveling in the van where I don't get as good of internet speed on my main connection, and so I actually hotspot it off my phone, which works just fine. And so with all of that being said, guys, Mint Mobile is a good option. You can go to my affiliate link there, tlm.li/mm, and that will help support the channel. So with that, guys, let's kind of look over at some smart home tech next. All right, I see we got some bantering going on back and forth. All right, and a super chat. Thank you, American Legends. Thanks for the stream. I'm still thinking about what I want to say for my About Me and considering what photos to gather. All right, well, just let me know when you are set. Did my crazy suggestions help? If so, fab. It's not worries. Is that the power suggestions? So with the power, fixing the power issues, I've decided we are doing the DC to DC charger. I should have actually ordered it already because I'm really close to one of the largest Amazon distribution centers. And so I bet I could have ordered it and had it at a pickup location in the town really quick. I just didn't think about it, and I need to leave town soon. So I'll just go by my next plan, just pick it up in a couple weeks at a friend's house. You guys heard about the Java logging library security problem. I believe we have a little bit of discussion about not necessarily the Java logging, but some issues with some of the repositories coming up. We are recharging our batteries from your live streaming. Solar is out of date. Yeah. I wish. I'm at 12.9 right now. So okay, I gotta hold firm. All right. Let's see. Can't say I have it, but it sounds good. Hello, Spin Viking. Greetings. Just by default there. Yeah. Okay. So apparently we had a troll come in. Yeah. Lewis Rossman, right to repair. Yep. Recording Uber drivers getting their permissions means that they were not being lewd to you if the audio is missing. There you go. Not worked for Uber Eats since May. All right. Yogi Man with the right to repair. It's called buy a screwdriver and open it up. The problem is right to buy the spares. We need not invalidate warranty. Well, there's actually is a ruling here in the United States that even if there is a void if the sticker is broken thing, that does not violate your warranty according to the Federal Trade Commission. So the only thing that would violate the warranty from you opening it is if you actually open it and actually break it. And in the impetus is on them to prove you actually broke it, and the sticker is broken is not valid. Hello, Himashu. Is it him? Him and Shu, I guess. Hi, how are you? What you think is Linus doing the Linux challenge, right? Why are we compare Linux? Both are completely different systems. Well, I mean, okay, so what you think is Linux doing? So I've only seen the first of the videos of the Linux challenge because I just don't really care that much. But why compare Windows Linux? I don't know if anybody's talking about comparing them, but we're talking about using a different system. So I would prefer people use Linux for everything they can use Linux for. The reason is it's not because I think Linux is a superior system. Linux has its problems. Windows also has its problems. Windows has a lot of problems. Linux has a lot of problems. They all have a lot of problems. And Mac has problems. And BSD has problems. But the difference is, by default, Microsoft spies on you. And by default, Linux doesn't. So in order to take best control over your life, your person, and your world, you should be using operating systems that do not spy on you. And Microsoft does. Too many shattered lenses and a few ugly people. Ban myself from the internet. Problem is just keep turning up. Yeah, there you go. Okay, screw up on the initial timeout. Finally nailed it. All right. T-Mobile and Mint went downhill. I don't know. I don't have any problems, personally. A few spots I didn't have signal where my other systems do, but very rare. I mean, literally the middle of absolutely nowhere. Like, okay, earlier this week I was in like a giant desert, miles from everything. I got phone signal, fine. Use a sledgehammer, hammer it, just do the same thing. No one needs to take over the factory. All right. Someone else's computer, never a phone. They often were sitting next to me in their home. VoIP is the way to go. Do a survey. See how many are actually watching. I'm showing 15. VoIP, can't see in the middle of nowhere. South Carolina with no wireless or Wi-Fi data, yeah. Luis, do you think running KDE Plasma as a DE on Linux Mint 20 would work well, or too many conflicts? I want to put Plasma on Mint 20 and see, so I don't know yet. I know I'm going to be moving away from my Plasma build for my Manjaro for my main work computer because it's just driving me crazy. So I'm going to go with XFCE. So I don't know though, but I will look into it. Apple need to turn off tracking, or they do not work on the device until you turn it off online. Do it from an Apple device is not. So Microsoft Teams install on the phone. Yeah, we'll get to that one. Okay. I do have a Magic Jack as my home phone and backup to sell. Nor the tool has wind turbines, 12, 24, and 48 volt for a nice price. Yeah, mounting wind turbines on a van is kind of problematic. Small repair shops will steal data. If that's a concern, maybe we shouldn't be putting critical data on our phones. There's a thought. Just recreate my channel, say hi. After I will re-hide it. No more trail on YouTube. There you go. All right. Back to Windows because of community. All right. Good evening. Just left my college graduation. Well, congratulations. Okay. If your computers has no problems, it's up to you to keep it off. Benefit of Linux over Windows is the ability to fix your own problems. Yeah, that is another issue. Mac has problems, Windows has problems, Linux has problems, BSD has problems, everyone has problems. That's right. Sounds like you're in my area. Ooh, I might be in your area. Ping me an email. I'll let you know if I'm in your area. No Mint Mobile in the Ozarks. Uh-oh. Well, that sucks. Is there a cell signal in the Ozarks? I mean, really. KDE on Endeavor OS, much better than KDE on Neon. Okay. We ever do a video on Zorn OS 16 Lite? I don't know, maybe. No Odyssey broadcast. Yeah, I might be looking into that soon. 99 problems. I have no idea what to do with them. Yeah, Feel the same. All right, what do we got? We got Home Tech. Smart Tech. And we'll do that. All right, we're going to do these two in a block together. So first up in home tech news, there is a new robot that is being created that has extraordinarily lifelike expressions. Yeah, this probably should have been robots, but I had one robot, so this was just too creepy not to share. Hopefully it actually loads. It kind of looks like one of those Caesar statues, doesn't it? Creepy. It's creepy. Pick it down. This is like creepy. So yeah, they're kind of working on these, making them as lifelike as conceivably possible. Here's another one here with more face tones. Kind of reminds me of the cyborgs on Alien, doesn't it? And then, of course, we had smart home tech is thriving right now. Entertainment devices are the biggest winners. And this is going through looking at the markets. Q3 2021, they were at 221.8. Is this I don't know, probably million. I don't know. Over year growth, 100% over year growth, 100% over year. They're like, oh, this is amazing. Home tech is just doing some amazing things, and it's so good, and it's so perfect. Until there's a giant Amazon outage, and all of the home tech stuff just simply. Because this week there was an outage on AWS. Louis Rossmann talked about he had all these different services out there. But every one of them used AWS as their backend, so it shut down everything, which is kind of crazy. So the outage at Amazon's cloud computing arm left thousands of people without working refrigerators, Roombas, doorbells, security systems, thermostats. Basically, all of the stuff that you've attached to the cloud pretty much stopped working. And so this is the thing you have to remember is you buy all this smart tech. You're like, oh, this is so amazing. Well, when the back-end server or the internet goes down, it simply vanishes. And that is kind of a problem that we have. So yeah, you have all this smart home stuff, but after a while, it's not all that smart anymore. And on to security. Car trackers are using Apple AirTags to track high-end vehicles to steal them later. So getting one of these devices, you're like, that's a nice little car. Let's go ahead and put a tracker on there. You can track the whole thing around, see where all it's going, and then, go back and steal it later. This is kind of tied in where San Francisco is having this problem where a lot of people are being robbed and things. And of course, you got to defund those evil police. And so they're barely even checking into these, and they're just releasing press like, hey, if you get robbed, go ahead and just give them everything. How about you let us carry firearms, and when we get robbed, we can shoot back? I mean, you don't have a problem charging a bunch of gangsters in Chicago with getting involved in mutual combat in the streets. Why not protect yourself with some robbers if you're not going to do anything? But no, this is California we're talking about. So, whatever. But anyway, this one's, I don't think this was even California, though. It's York Regional. Is that related to New York? I don't know. But basically, people are putting AirTags onto the cars. Allows you to track the cars and figure out where they are and steal them later. Why not? So be aware of that. This one was a neat one. So if you install Windows, like if you buy build a computer and instead of you're like, I don't want to buy a Microsoft license, I'll just go online and grab one. Well, KMS Pico is a way that you can unlock your Microsoft software. The problem is a lot of cases where you find it online, they are actually packaging it with a lot of malware that can literally spy on everything that you're doing on your Windows computer. So there is actually a list. So CryptBot, capable of collecting sensitive information from cryptocurrency wallets, secure browser, the Brave browser, a cryptocurrency wallet, Opera browser, Waves client and exchange, another crypto wallet, Google Chrome, basically crypto wallets and web browsers. They're pretty much stealing data on that. And so make sure if you are going to be installing Windows on a PC you're building, buy a real license. They're like $100. Okay. If $100 breaks you, switch to Linux. All right. And Microsoft seizes domains used by highly sophisticated attackers in China. This one makes me feel a little turry. Because basically what's happening is Microsoft saying, hey, there's a bunch of these guys. So they're seeking a court order, and the court order allows Microsoft to go in and actually seize the servers. Why doesn't the authorities seize the servers? This is why we are not in a capitalist society. We are in a corporatocracy. When Microsoft is given the latitude to seize servers on an international company, we all have problems, particularly when most of your computers are tied to Microsoft. Just telling you, this is why I switched to Linux. Now, is it a good thing that they can track down these servers and figure out ways to sinkhole them? Absolutely. But maybe we should actually be letting the authorities do this rather than them suing in a court and the court in an international society going in and saying, okay, company, you corporation can take down the server. I'm happy that the malware is being stopped, but I do not like this precedent we are setting. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of that. And on to our chief story here on this one. Malicious NPM packages are part of malware barrage. So as people are creating programs, and this is affecting Linux repositories, open source softwares, basically there's a lot of libraries. And as we move away from a meritocracy type system where we want good, competent programs to build things, more and more script kiddies that can put together a few things with simple OpenStax instructions are becoming more popular. And they are the ones that are the target for this because they're going to miss common repositories and put in repositories that are a letter spelling difference or something slightly different that still works, but ends up bundling malware in with the application. And so as we start talking about moving away from a meritocracy because we want more diversity or whatever else in programming, this is going to be a bigger problem. Whereas if we hire people based on their competency to do programming, this will not be quite as big of a deal. So basically what this is talking about is going in and looking at a lot of your different open source malware libraries. And what we have here is a list of packages. And these are actually fake packages that are closely related in appearance to real packages that you might tie in. But so like several of these are Discord things. Oh, I'm going to build something to tie into Discord. You accidentally grab one of these instead of the right one, and you've just installed a Trojan into an open source application that can then be distributed. This is also why I am against snap packages and the Linux distribution model, because if you got yourself a little script kiddie in there and they're trusting the vendor and not the application itself, because that's what Snapcraft said, they're not auditing the software anymore, you now have a greater chance of getting malware spread through a snap package than a competent Linux distribution who's able to look at the individual components of the software and determine if these things are in there. And so this is why it's important to have competency and meritocracy rather than other markers for employment. So what do you guys think about all that? And if you want to help support the channel, we do have a Patreon page. You can jump on over to patreon.com/TOMM, and that will support all my various sites. And thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time. Alrighty. The Debian base like peppermint. All right. What email do we use for you? You can go over to the website at switchedtolinux.com and use the contact form. That should get to me just fine. Do the Odyssey thing. Yeah, I will be investigating it as I usually do. I'll be taking off a week or two over Christmas and investigating some things we can do to improve the channel. So if you have ideas, email me those too, and I will be looking into them. We want to see if we can move 2022 making this channel even better. So stay tuned for those announcements, and I'll take some time off. So robot pulls the face like it's trying to take a dump. Garuda or Arch KDE? I'm hearing good things about Garuda. So give Garuda a try. It's certainly easier to install. People interested in bots like that or in the porn industry. I'm gonna kill my channel again. Be right back. But fortunately for you, I'll not be able to chat. All right. Robotic brothels. No. You can get an STD from robotic brothels. Yes, if those robotic brothels are not cleaned well enough, yes, you can indeed. Rip Alexa come May 22. My smart juicer's down. What does a smart juicer even do? I don't know. Okay, just keep my flip phone among my phones. There you go. The lady of the night keeps rebooting and asks you to wait while they update. I could say some things there, but I'm not trying to. Alexa dying soon? It would happen right when someone is about to finish. Plasma desktop widgets look a bit wacky when using 200% global scaling, but it's mostly good. All right. Would the robot ask for a cuddle time? Ooh, I don't know. Sent you a message on Patreon and web page contact. All right, thank you. I will check those when I can. All right, Windows keys are $15. Never pay Microsoft full price. All right. Mutual Combat makes it sound like the criminals are gladiators in Chicago's arena. Yeah, that's what happened, though. And you didn't hear about it because, they weren't white guys. But literally a whole group of guys got into a gun battle in the middle of Chicago, in the middle of the day, fired off 70 rounds. People were injured, and the prosecutor in Chicago decided not to prosecute anybody, citing mutual combat. Telling you guys. Mostly alarmed what's happening in Australia right now. Used to just be privacy. Now it's much more. Oh yeah, there's some places in Australia that are getting creepy. Let's see, we need to build towns in Antarctica due to climate change. Expect 90 degrees in Texas on Christmas. Win 10 ISO can be run every 2 months with no key needed. Then the next 2 months, a different ISO is provided. You can now on the way. Yep. Where's the beef? I don't know. We'll be talking about that a little bit today, too. Anyway, I mostly only use packaging like flat packs for stuff that'll not work. Yep. No, it's simple, but what's your opinion on floating panels in KDE? I'm not a huge fan of floating panels in anywhere, so it's my personal opinion. I'm going to say a 450-pound shot putter, but with bad gas. Oh, what? I missed something. Wow. Look up Wobot in the internet shrink. Oh boy, do I want to? All right. How's our power looking? Come on, battery. Give me my reading. I don't want to have to reach out there and push my buttons. All right, we're good. We're still 12.9. All right. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the business and the Sillyville editions. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you would like to join us live. Let's go ahead and get right on back in. Well, Microsoft has bowed to some of the extraordinarily negative publicity about Edge as of late, and now they are returning the single button for changing default browsers in Windows 11. So that's good. See, guys, this is why you complain about stuff. You got to get a voice out there so that the people know, okay, that is kind of stupid. We need to listen and respond. And so apparently they have. Now they're not pulling out that buy now, pay later crap or things like that. And there are several other things that you do have to set manually each one, but there is a single setting for all web type files that you can default those to whatever browser you would like. Also in good news, DoorDash, which I'm not a huge fan of any of these services, but they launch ultra-fast deliveries in New York City with couriers who are actual employees. This is what I said a long time ago. Everybody needs to do in these gig economies. It's the only way to get around that contractor-employee battle the right way. You need to hire in a bunch of people that can handle your basic work, and then you bring on other contractors as part-time as their time schedules, because one of the means tests that the IRS uses to determine if you are an employee or a contractor is, are there actual employees in the business that does the core function of the business? So with Uber, if they do not have any Uber drivers, it's easy for the IRS to sit there and go, no, you're contractors. You do not actually have any employees in your primary means of replacing taxi services. Okay, and so with DoorDash bringing on actual employees, this is a step in the right direction, because now they're saying, okay, we're going to get things super fast. There's certainly going to be people that can respond to requests and fulfill them like before, but now there's actually going to be workers eligible for benefits who are actual employees. This is going to make all of those contractors in DoorDash now a better chance of being considered contractors. And this is an important factor. I remember I was actually offered a full-time job at a position, but they wanted me to move to Texas. I'm like, I'm not moving to Texas right now. And they said, well, okay, well, we'll give you the part-time contract instead. I said, cool. I had the option to go down there, take a full-time job, take full benefits and all that kind of stuff. I instead opted for the contract work because there's other things that I wanted to do without going down and doing all of that. And so that company got around all those very easily because there were actual employees that took a lot of the load, and then they hired contractors to take the rest of the load. And I like anytime these gig economies start bringing on actual employees to take some of the load. All right, so 5G now means some flights won't be able to land when pilots can't see the runway. Yes, so for all of you conspiracy theorists about 5G out there, and I may or may not be one of them with my tinfoil hats, now the FAA has a new rule that the FCC has forced these cell carriers to drop the power signal of 5G, particularly around airports, because as it turns out, in addition to 5G actually messing with weather, in addition to 5G actually messing with water vapor, in addition to 5G doing a few other things that we know is actual fact, it also turns out that 5G does seem to mess with the airplane signals when it comes to landing an airplane. Yeah, and so Verizon and AT&T are hoping new swaths of C-band side of the radio will help them make 5G hype closer to reality, but the big mid-band rollout has side effects. Airplanes rely on radio altimeters to tell how high they are above the ground, and when to safely land when the pilots can't see, and the FAA is now instructing 6,834 of them to not do that at certain airports because of 5G interference. That's great. So, hey, we have really fast internet. I can download an entire episode off of Netflix in 3.2 seconds, but we will have a mass increase in plane crashes. Welcome to America. It's like that scene in the Disney's Huck Finn. You know, two guys get to a fight. The police officer turns around, shoots one of them, turns around to this guy just walking short, goes, "Welcome to America." You know, it's like, okay, then. Okay, so, yeah, so there are more reasons for concern for 5G. So it does turn out that, yes, the super rapid deployment of 5G actually was a bad thing. Military complained, GPS systems complained, weathermen complained. Now airports are saying, yeah, we can't really land planes with all this crap. And so maybe we should slow down on this 5G deployment to do, I don't know, research. Just a thought, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I should just get my hat off. I don't know. Well, it turns out that Instagram can help kiddos find druggos. So Xanax, ecstasy, opioids, etc., was basically studied, and what this report found, this is the Tech Transparency Project. They created a series of accounts posing as 13 to 17-year-old teenagers, and found that they were able to access dealers faster than they were able to actually log out of the app. And so that's the type of thing we see here. So in their investigation, a hypothetical teen user logged into the Instagram app and only took 2 clicks to reach an account selling things like Xanax. In contrast, it took more than double that, 5 clicks for the teen to log out of Instagram. Instagram bans some contexts like MDMA, but if the teen user searches for that tag, Instagram will autofill alternative hashtags for the same thing. Whoops! Oh boy, when a teen account followed a dealer on Instagram, the platform started recommending other dealers as well. Dealers operate openly on Instagram, offering people of any age a variety of things. Many of them mention them directly in their account names to advertise their services. And despite Instagram's pledge to make all under 16 accounts private by default, we found this was only true of accounts created through the mobile app. under 16 accounts created through Instagram website were public by default. So yeah, that certainly raises a few issues and problems. We have to make sure to keep our children away from Meta products. That is Instagram, that is Facebook, that is WhatsApp. These are not good programs for your kids. Keep them out. And also an update, but I had to make it the chief story. We did discuss when Tesla first put video games in there, and I said, yeah, how long before people are going to be playing them with autopilot turned on? Well, it turns out now, because you can now play video games on the Tesla screen while the car is in motion. Great! That's all we need. Tesla's already like running full speed, even accelerated speeds into traffic mediums and emergency vehicles. That's all we need. Some moron to be driving down the interstate at 80 miles an hour, kicking on the autopilot, now playing Frogger. So, yeah, use of such... but such use could run afoul of state and federal laws and guidelines. Yeah, you think Tesla cares? No. So back in 2019, we know the feature only worked when the car was parked. And now the Tesla games can be played even when the car is moving, a feature that could run afoul of various guidelines and state laws. While the ability to play Tesla games outside of park is being highlighted, the change was seemingly rolled out months ago. Apparently, we missed it. Solitaire being played on Tesla screen while the car is shifted into autopilot mode. Great! Because, in autopilot, you don't have to be paying attention to the road, right? No. Every time I see a Tesla, guys, I'm like, I'm a little more cautious. I'm more cautious around Teslas than I am when I see a thing that says, new driver, please be kind. Really, the new driver's trying to learn. The Tesla's like, I'm just here to have fun. So, yeah, you can now play your video games at 80 miles an hour, and apparently Tesla's okay with that. So, Well, you can help support the channel with our affiliates. Today we are highlighting Linode using my link for Linode. TLM.li/Linode will get you $100 in credit, good for 60 days. You can spin up a bunch of Linodes and see what types of things you can do over there. I'm using it on a lot of services. My private Jitsi server, Nextcloud, a bunch of other things like that are all hosted over on Linode. TLM.li/Linode. Let's go to Sillyville. Alrighty. Power is... Come on, power. Power. Uh-oh, we're at 12.8. Do they audit Flatpak, or is it like Snap? There is a greater chance of Flatpak being audited. Yes. Correct. The corporations tell us why the laws. Nobody enforces the laws. We use them as normal people. Yeah. Just bought LandHop to set it for batteries. When the find is cheaper to fix the problem. Browser I would like doesn't use the same engine as Firefox or Chrome use. There is one. Is Vivaldi based on the Chromium base, or is that the WebKit base? DoorDash stole my taco cabina food a few days ago. No! Talk about bloat. I know. Run Windows 10 only because it will install Q4 OS from the internet. No disk or USB needed. All right. I think web browsers in general need an overhaul. So much bloat. Yeah, we need to go back to a basic web browser that does nothing more than browse the web. Use Windows 10 only for email and Skype. There you go. Use autopilot. Slow down 5G to research? You mean we should have done it extensively before rolling out? Nah, you're crazy. I know. I'm just a lunatic. Slow the stream on Falcon a few seconds ago and close Chrome. All right. TV, games, streaming is what companies want, and we can't stop them. Connecting accounts directly. 5G was intended for indoor-only protocols to allow direct LAN connection to your laptop. 5G became a nightmare in larger buildings. Yep. Calling it autopilot is encouraging that behavior. On which servers it's called driver assist. Yes. Play Need for Speed while on speed while speeding. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Student drivers, they're easy spots. Something Tesla drivers cannot do. Vivaldi's based on Chrome. Thank you. There is another web browser out there that is based on WebKit. And I forget which one it is. Somebody help me out in the comments. Nothing is perfect. Any package AOR repo can be compromised. That is correct. All right, guys, are we ready to move on to Sillyville? Let's go to Sillyville because I got to get this thing wrapped up. I got to shut down this giant power-sucking computer beast. And I think I will probably actually get to processing these videos tomorrow. Is probably what I'll do. I will have more power tomorrow. So, first up in Sillyville, 2 men accused of stealing $20 million in music royalties by YouTube by claiming to own the rights. So, of course, all of us who have, and like, you can play like half a second of an open source public domain song and some moron will come by and flag, I own the copyright to that. I remember it was somebody like Orchard Music has flagged several of my videos. Like, I am playing like 4 Seasons. Like, it's old, dude. It's old. And what happened is somebody had an audiobook that they also used 4 Seasons in the background of the audiobook. And they're saying, oh, we own that. No, you own the audiobook, not the public domain soundtrack you put behind it, you morons. But these guys basically filled out a bunch of documentation and basically said, yeah, they own rights to about 50,000 Spanish language songs. And the thing is that there's actually a lot of these types of things that go on where corporations oftentimes are so large and so rubber stamped that if you can figure out who to send the actual invoices to and make them look good enough, you can literally get paid for a bunch of stuff, which, you shouldn't do. It's obviously illegal, and these guys are going away for a while. But that's what they did is they figured out who has to get royalty paperwork, and they submitted fake paperwork to YouTube. YouTube rubber stamped it, and then YouTube started claiming, doing the copyright claims and giving them all of the money that the creators rightly owed. So there you have it, guys. That's fun. Continued until April 2021, by which time it had over $20 million. Some of the money was used on a mansion. 120,000 went on to Tesla's, 93,000 for BMW, and 62,000 on jewelry. They accounts with 30 counts of conspiracy, wire fraud, money laundering, aggravated theft. They face a cumulative 37 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000 for each felony conviction. So good. Throw them in jail for a while. All right, Google does confirm there's an Android bug that prevents 911 calls when Microsoft Teams is installed. So you guys have Androids, you can decide Microsoft Teams or the ability to call emergency services. Your call, guys! They say, yeah, this is a bug. We'll fix it sometime. Thanks. All right, Taco Bell had a beef with Beyond Meat's fake carne asada. Am I saying that right? Apparently it wasn't well done. So literally Taco Bell says your meat's too gross. That must have been some bad meat to fail Taco Bell's QA check. What I love most about this is the tweets. Here's all the fun tweets. We already figured out how to make our stuff without real meat. How bad did it taste for Taco Bell to say that's going to be no from us, dog? Carne nada, nasada. That's a bummer, but also wouldn't be that big of a deal if they actually subbed out meat for black beans with 100% accuracy. My good Taco Bell is about 85%. My bad one's about 50%. All right. Oh, there was another good one in there somewhere too. But anyway, yeah, it was, so yeah, apparently the fake meat is too bad for Taco Bell. Yeah. Oh yes, I'm over 18 to buy a teddy bear. Thank you. So you can now buy a Matrix teddy bear from Build-A-Bear Workshop. You guys into Build-A-Bears? So there's your Neo bear, I guess. There you have it, guys. You got there's no like assault rifles with this bear. What's going on with that? I mean, come on. This is clearly not Matrix. There's not like an M16 strapped to that thing. I don't know. But for $51, you too can have an online exclusive Matrix bear with a costume. So you guys into Matrix, there you have it. All right. DHAAS. What does that mean? Well, Digital Human as a Service is now an acronym because a company is now selling a digital human service. Basically, it'd be like an Alexa thing, but it's an augmented reality beast. Of course, when you're in your metaverse, you can create your little creature that comes kind of like I'm having visions of like Lawnmower Man. I guess that's the nearest movie I've seen. But basically, you have your new human. Let me find some of the clips in here. Science fiction movies prepared us for the distinct possibility that artificial intelligence will walk among us. No one can say, but isn't software companies selling digital humans before the whole intelligence thing gets figured out? So yeah, what if you don't want to buy a digital human because that sounds icky? Well, rent one, of course. That's why we now have the Digital Human as a Service acronym. So this is a Japanese telecom, KDDI, partnered with a firm named, is it Mari, I guess, to create a virtual assistant you can see through the window of your smartphone in augmented reality, one who might automatically pop up to give you directions or interact if you point your phone at a real-world location. Great. Now it's all we see. We got people at the Grand Canyon. Oh, what's this augmented reality thing? Wah! So yeah, it's all I need. I just need to look through my phone and see my fake digital human as a service in the background going, nah, whatever. And so there you have it. Here's kind of a picture of one. Let's see. It substantially lowers the heavy processing requirements, real time. Okay, so who's going to jump on board to actually populate the metaverse with experiences designed for KDDI, digital humans, and pay the monthly, quarterly, or annual service as part of the acronym? That's always the question, but there's no shortage of companies looking to lean into the buzzy metaverse these days. 5G AI, edge compute, blah, 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 blah. Never mind, guys. You can buy your digital human as a service. It kind of sounds like, I don't know, never mind. I'm not going to go there. But you can help go here over to subscribestar.com/switchtolinux if you'd like to jump on over to help support the channel on Subscribestar. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time. Alrighty. 5G Army experiments based on that complaints. Okay. Remember, web browser had 3 different engines. What happened to Torch browser? I don't know. Use Firefox. You can use about config to turn off many of those bloat. Yep. Rather not have to remember more key bindings. Ooh, Linux Mint 23 beta release. Nice. Yeah, you can save the config files for Firefox and redeploy them elsewhere. Taco Bell has quality control? Maybe. I don't know. I used to work at a Taco Bell, actually. About time we had a browser that we added what we wanted to rather than one we have to disable functions to use. Yeah, they submitted ground beef for ground clippings. Oh, substituted ground beef for ground clippings. Yeah. Manjaro WebKit was scrapped because live backgrounds in browsers is not new. There you go. All right. Let's go over and have a look at our kitty cam and feed the beast. Hey, kitty, all they can see is your butt. You want to back up? You want to back up so people can see more of you than your butt? Yeah. 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 Oh. Oh, yeah. There you go. Oh, there's the other one. The other one's on the floor. I'm not going to pick her up. Hey, want to lick the fingers? Oh, people can't see you. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up a couple steps. There you go. Yeah. See? Look pretty for the camera. Look pretty for the camera. Just don't turn around. They don't want to see that. All right. Yes, we shall tempt thy kitty. Q4OS installs to it like an old Wooby install. I've not used a Wooby install. Interesting. All we see is kitty tail. How dare you? I know. All right. Here's a stream. Have safe travels. All right, guys. We will see you guys later on. I am doubtful if I will have a video up tomorrow, but who knows? Never know what happens. As long as I have power and a few spare moments, I might see what I can do. But anyway, guys, we will see you next time.